Hey, 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 what's up, everyone? Scott's here. Audio check, and we're going to get started. Let me know, no music. And my phone's working. It means the notification went out. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let me add myself. All right, turn that down. All right, so we should be good. Move some screens around, and we will get started. So, as you guys know, this is the Friday live stream Q&A. Tyler has nothing else to do, so he's hanging out. So that's fun. I see you guys talking shit already. We just started, okay? Try to go for an hour as usual, but we'll see. So basically how it is you guys add all your questions in the comment section. I answer them in the order in which they're received. If you're a member, I'm going to try to hit you up first. And then, yeah, we're going to go an hour. We'll see how long. Should be good, Bo. Good, though, for an hour. News for today, update-wise. Let's see. I just added a promo code. I'm going to do this every live stream, maybe once a month, try to do this. But I did add a promo code to the website for tonight only. It's going to end at midnight. If you use the code LIVE26 at checkout, you can get 15% off your total order. So I appreciate that. Again, I'm not going to do that every live stream. That way you're all not just waiting for live streams to buy stuff. But yeah, it is there, and you can use it if you so choose. Now, I think that's it. I did mention that I moved some fish around. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my last video, that I was moving the tangs around from my frag tank, put some in the main display. Didn't work out. I mean, it did work out for 2 of the 3. The yellow tang just didn't work out. He was getting beat up. I actually took him off the side of a power head today because Big Blue in there was pounding him and ripping his fins off. So I took him out, put him back in the frag tank. He's having a great time in there with his buddy. So, but the other 2 Scopus tangs did fine. They went in there and yeah, good to go. They it's audio okay. Good. We're good on that, Scott. All right. But yeah, the other I'm over here talking, right? And I don't even know if the audio works, but thanks for letting me know. But anyway, the other 2 Scopus tangs worked out fine. There was no issues. Not really too much aggression. Not really sure why the yellow tang was different. I don't know if fish can see color or whatnot, but they have the same facial structures. But anyway, it just didn't work out for him, so he's back in the frag tank. Other than that, a lot of WYSIWYG was added to the site. Appreciate all the support on that. I will, for a video that I'm doing on Monday, we're going to be doing the Sump video. I didn't get to do it this week. But I also have 2 cool looking, I won't say looking, but cool working 3D printed items that you guys will see when I clean out the Sump. But yeah, I think that's it for updates. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah. Let's get started. Move some shit around here. So how's everybody's week? I know I didn't really get any content out this week. I know that I was planning on it, but no, it didn't work out. Scott's here, Andrew's here. All right, guys, here we go. Alrighty. Do you recommend bare bottom or sand bed? Well, I like bare bottom. They both have their own place. It's pretty much a preference thing. I like bare bottom. I like to have more flow. I like the look of a purple glass when it finally comes in with coralline algae. I just like it. I like to have it feels like a bigger system without the sand. Personal preference, but it just depends on what you like. Now, there are benefits to having sand, of course. You have more surface area for beneficial bacteria. Stability usually is, with nutrient-wise, it depends. It's a little bit different, but I find that my clients that I had recently until I dropped everybody, the ones that had sand, it seemed like their system's a little bit more stable. There wasn't as much fluctuations in nutrients, but it could be just the system in general. Like I said, every tank is different, but I just find that seems to be the minor difference with sand versus bare bottom. All right, here we go. Hey, Travis. What RODI would you recommend Apex? Wait, what shit? Hey, Travis, what RODI would you recommend Apex? I don't think you know what you're asking there. RODI system is not an Apex, so I'm not really sure what you mean by that. An RODI system is the water purification system that we use to take our tap or our well water and bring it to 0 TDS to make it clean for our tanks. I gotta was funny. It came in, but and then an apex is the controller. So I maybe rephrase that question, or maybe just misunderstood what you were saying. Next question, Rick. I'm planning on setting up my first tank, 200-gallon, and I'm doing my homework first. I want to go bare bottom, but I'm concerned how hard it will be to cycle. Your thoughts? Bare bottom and sand have nothing to do with cycling. Nothing at all. The cycling process is to build up a beneficial bacteria on your rock. That's something you're going to want to do outside the tank if you can, but you can cycle a tank by just adding the rock and then going fishless and just, going through the whole process of, you can do the shrimp thing. You can just add beneficial bacteria. The point is that the sand has nothing to do with the cycling process. Moving down here. Have you ever encountered a brown jelly disease? I feel like yes, I have. Cure for it, I cut the head off that has it, and I dip the coral. That's about it. I used to get it when I imported Euphilia, when I was doing all that back in the day. And I got it a couple times. Nothing too crazy. But usually I just went with a saw, cut the head off once it started showing the brown jelly. That way you get it before it kind of spreads. And then, yeah, that's about it. Dip the coral. Sometimes it does spread to other corals, which just sucks. You got to get rid of it. You got to toss those corals before it keeps going. I'm sure there are other methods, but that's what I did. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, in nature, you find corals where there is no sand. Well, that's true. But it just depends on people. I mean, sand versus no sand, it all comes down to preference. That's all it is. It really just is what you want to look at versus, you wouldn't believe the people that come to the comment section complaining that I have a bare bottom tank. It's pretty funny, but yeah, it just comes down to what you want to see, man. Yeah, Scott, this is old video, the same video I've been running since January. I'll do an update video on the 300 this week. I say that, but we'll see. Hopefully this week. And we got some new stuff. We got UV stuff going on. I got clean the sump. We got messing with the skimmer. There's a bunch of crap I got to do. But yeah, the 300 is getting chopped up real quick. I've been going at it pretty hard over the last 30 days or so. You can ask Scott. I've been cutting a lot of coral. The main reason is fall's coming up, winter's coming up. Big hunting stuff is coming on, so I'm not going to be around cutting coral too much. But then big time for selling coral is during the wintertime. And I don't know when the whole plans for the new house are going to start. Hopefully in the beginning of the year, we're going to go through the process. And I mentioned this before, so I won't go in it too much. But the point is I got to get rid of a lot of coral. So I'm starting to cut now, because the last thing that I want to do is, let's say the whole process starts in January and I have to be out of here and in the new house by, say, April or May. We'll just say May for the sake of it, the sake of it. And, the last thing I want to do is be January or February and then have to cut up an entire 300 gallons worth of Acropora, heal it, and then sell it all in that short period of time. Now, selling the coral is not going to be an issue. I don't have a problem selling coral. It's going to be the cutting and the healing process that's going to be the problem if I only have a couple months to do it. So the 300, yeah, you guys are going to notice it shrinking a lot over the next few months. And that's just the way it is, man. A lot of people, well, I'm going to say a lot of people, there are a few people that come into the comment section complaining, ask me why I'm cutting up the reef tank and why would I do that to them. Guys, I built this reef tank and this system purely to build or to grow and sell coral. No other reason. Of course, show you guys videos and all that whole process, but my business is selling coral. Now, apparently it's 3D printing. That just kind of came along. But so yeah, I grow it and I cut it and I sell it, and that's what I do, man. So it's hard to explain that to people, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get over here. So what question we got? Hi, I have a question. When I use my booster pump for my RODI, it gets hot. It is that normal? It does. It can be to a certain extent. How much is it going from? How low is the water coming in? Is it like water where you don't have barely any pressure? And is it rated high enough for your RODI setup? So you got to make sure. I know that there are different size booster pumps, and if you have something that's underrated for, say, you're running dual membrane or something that requires really high PSI, then or higher than average PSI, then you might not have a big enough one. So you're gonna have to look into that and see. It might not be rated for current, the pressure that you're looking to get. So it might be overheating. But I had a buddy that had one in his house and it ran warm. It wasn't like scorching hot. It was going to melt your finger or anything, but it was generally warm and he never had a problem with it. So I guess it just depends. I'll do a little bit more research to make sure your booster pump is good for what you're using it. All right. Hey, yo, Travis, can I get a quick update on everything you dosed besides major elements? Glenn, I answer this question every week. Are you trolling me? I got a feeling you're trolling me. Watch another one of my videos and you will get the rundown. Moving on. Did you place ABS on your bare bottom or did you aquascape on top of glass? That's glass, man. That's glass. I wouldn't put ABS in there. Glass. Now, I built these rock structures, well, at least most of them, outside of the tank. That way they're squared off. There was no issues with it, pressure points or anything on the glass. And then I put them in there and then built upon them. And, yeah, the tank looks good in this shot. Rest in peace, buddy. I can't believe how much coral's out of this tank. It's disgusting. I mean, if I look at this video now and I see so much, but at least half of that is gone, if not more. Yeah, more than half of those colonies are gone. Damn, son. Damn. And one more question: when you used to switch to marine pure blocks, did you ever have an hiccups or what? Okay, when you switched out marine pure blocks, I guess that's what you meant. Did you ever have hiccups or what? No, I didn't have any issues. I had one marine pure block into 300 at one point. Took it out. There was no major issues. Again, it was just one block. Now, when I had a whole bunch of those 8x8 by 4 inches in the imported system, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess over a year ago or so, something like that. Yeah, it'd have to be almost 2 years ago. Jeez. But anyway, I took them out. And I noticed a little bit issue with nutrients, of course, plummeted really quickly. So I had to keep an eye on that. But other than that, there wasn't any major issues. Nothing crazy. I did replace it. I did replace those marine pure blocks with cured rock, though. So, I mean, of course, that's going to help. You're not going to want to go from, if that's all you have for beneficial bacteria growth. So in the imported system, I just had marine pure blocks as my beneficial bacteria. There were no rocks at that point. And then I went ahead and swapped them out and had rocks in there. So it was essentially the same, just a cleaner source. So, yeah. All right. Hi, what size weight pump would you recommend for a 4-foot tank and what brand? 4-foot tank as in like a 4-foot 100, 4-foot 125, a 4-foot 150, a 400, a 4-foot 300. I mean, I'm just playing. But I don't know what size tank overall it is. It's like 50 gallons. Is it? That's something I got to know. I got to know overall gallonage. 4-foot doesn't really mean anything. I mean, you could be 4 inches and then be freaking 8 inches in girth, and that make a huge difference than just being a little 4-incher. So you got to give me more information, Jeffrey. I can't help you out. There we go. Deep and monetized. Dick joke. Check that off the list, guys. Moving on. God, I hope my new sponsor's not watching this right now. Oh, boy. All right. Anyways. How are the Kessels working on your frag tank? Oh, they're working. They're pretty good. I have 3 on there now. I have 3 A360Xs. 2 of them were sponsored by Kessel, and they worked out fine. But I need a third one. Dick joke number 1. I need a third one just for a little bit more. I wouldn't say spreadage, but a little bit more par and intensity overall. So they're pretty good. Will I use them in the next build? I don't know. I don't know yet. Probably one way or another. Okay, nothing. Okay, noticing an increase in alk after getting my nitrate and phosphate levels up from 0. Any relation coincidence? Okay, I'm noticing increase in alk after getting my nitrate and phosphate levels up. Usually, in my case, I mean, I don't know all the scientific terms behind it. I'm sure there's a correlation between them. I have to add that to my list of things to look up. But I have noticed in my case, when I get my nutrients above 0, I end up getting a dip in alkalinity. And what I found is when you get off of 0, your corals start uptaking those nutrients again, and then they start growing better because of the nutrients are available for photosynthesizing, basically creating nutrients for itself, the zooxanthellae. And I find that I get a dip in alkalinity. So if there's an increase, I don't know. I've never experienced that. So I wouldn't have a reason to even know that it exists. But yeah, sorry, man, I can't help you out with that answer. I'm waiting for a water box 220.6. Should I go bare bottom? If you like the look of bare bottom, go bare bottom. Glenn, message me for pics if you want to. What kind of pics we talking about, Glenn? I don't even know you. I mean, I know you're here often and you come to every live stream, but I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Travis, what dosing pumps do you use for trace and aminos and phyto? They're not really pumps. I like to call them guns. Oh, these guns right here. That's what I use. I manually dose all my supplements because I do. Yeah. The only thing I have on an auto doser is my NO3 and PO4. Everything else is by hand. Oh, shoot. Okay. Dino question. Can't help you with that in the live stream. Whoa. Okay. That scrolled all the way down. You got to give me a second, man. I got to get back up where I was. I am reading everybody's comments for the most part. I am scrolling through, trying to get through to the bottom here. Talks amongst yourselves, people. Okay, I swear to God that I already answered the wave maker question. Jeffrey, did you already put this in here? Let me scroll back up. Yeah, you just added some more stuff to it. See previous answer. I can't give you an answer right now because I mean, it's a 4-foot tank, so get yourself some Nero 5s or get yourself some J-Bows or something. But, yeah, you need I need more information. I need to know what size gallon it is. Horde or Alliance? Horde, dude. Who the fuck plays Alliance? I'm like a 12-year-old little girl. I'll play Alliance. If I want to play a fantasy game and play a human, that's dumb. Yeah. Speaking of that, I was on the PTR earlier, and I'm going to get back on that after dinner tonight. Doing dinner after this shingding's over. And then we're going to go play video games and pass out. Motherfuckers. Okay, that's the same question. I just scrolled up. Okay. Any issues if I introduce a pair of clownfish without an enemy? No. I don't have any in this tank. There's no issues with that. The only issues I ever had with clownfish is if I add too many clownfish. Like 300 has 4 in there right now. I got to pull out the other one because they have like domestic violence weeks. These clownfish, like they get along all good and such for about a week, and then the weekend comes, one of them gets drunk on phytoplankton or some shit, and then they start fighting. And now one of the clownfish is kicked out. He's on top of the power head at the top left, and I got to pull him out. He's been getting his fins kicked, so. Breaking up the family. That's the only issue I ever had is just adding too many clowns at one time. Or just too many clowns in general. The aggression from that. All right. Do you still bubble scrub? Yeah, I answered that last week. Yes, I do. I do water change. I try to do one every month. It just depends. When I'm shipping a lot of coral, I can't do water changes without bottoming out my nutrients. Just can't do it, man. So, yeah, it still works. It's still viable. I still like it. The acros really like bubble scrubbing. And I do have a video on that if you haven't seen it yet, Lee. All right. In regards to coral coloration, my frag system makes my SPS turn extremely dark, almost dark. Any ideas? Yeah, you don't have enough light or you have too many nutrients. Usually not enough light is the cause of, of darker corals. But then again, if you're rocking really high nitrates and phosphates and you don't have algae, then you probably got probably something going on with that too. So increase your intensity. Well, that didn't take long. Demonetization. Yep. That is what it is, man. They've been nice to me lately, mostly because I'm not uploading any content. So YouTube's been pretty nice to me lately. I'm not mad. Or just people got sick of flagging my videos. I don't know, one or the other. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Any ways to treat, manage ick outbreaks without removing fish from a reef tank? I have a powder blue, my 220, that's prone to outbreaks. Worried I could explode to other fish. Yeah, if one's got it, they all got it, man. It's that simple. It might not be showing any symptoms, but they all got it. Yes, there is ways. There is a way that you can fix this. Remove the fish, go fallow for 12 weeks, and then quarantine your fish during that process, and then put them back in. There's no other way. There's no other way. I did hear if you... No, all right, no, not going to do that. No, there is no other way, man. That's it. You got ick. They all got ick. It's like a cesspool of herpes. Y'all got it, man. They all got it. Luckily, you can cure ick. You can't cure herpes, though. At least that's what I'm told. Right, Scott? Moving down. Let's go try salt. Oh, shoot. Not that far down. Oh, we got a super chat. Here we go. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Hey, my favorite YouTuber. Yeah, well, you fucking lying. What do you think of the 1 and 2 marine piers? Can I replace 1 inch of sand and 65 gallon? And how slow should I remove the sand? Please show me. Okay. What do you think of the 1 or 2 marine pier can replace? Yeah, I would not put marine pier in replace of sand. No. Marine pier is so dense. It just collects everything. I would absolutely, positively never use marine pier to replace sand. Nope. I think that's a horrible idea. Yeah, that's just that. Oh man, that just sounds like a really bad idea. But anyway, if you want to remove your sand, the best way to do it is over a period of water changes. So say you do a 20% water change every 2 weeks. Okay. You're going to go in there and just skim off. I don't know how many layers of sand you have. Say you have 3 inches of sand. You're going to want to skim off maybe the first inch off the top, or maybe just do a section of the tank. The point is you just remove a small amount of sand each water change, and then have that take. Again, it's going to depend on your tank and how much sand you have. If you have 10 inches of sand in a 12-inch tank, then you're going to take a while to remove all that sand. So just remove a little bit every single week over a month or two. That way, the beneficial bacteria that you're removing through removing the sand has time to kind of repopulate or build up within the rock structure, and allows the tank to be stable through this whole process. The last thing you want to do is remove all the sand. Yeah, because you might actually hit some of those gas pockets, which would be bad to drop, depending on how deep your sand is. But yeah, just take your time on that. And appreciate the super chat we got down here. I don't know, it's not showing up. There we go. Appreciate the super chat from both y'all. Definitely do. You guys don't have to super chat. I appreciate you guys just commenting, saying hi, doing whatever. But if you want to, I'm not mad. I appreciate it. I really do. So I'm going to scroll back up to where I was. So that was where the dick joke was. Let's go and get down here. What's up, Gabe? What's up? So let me go back up here. There's Scott. All right, here we go. Trolleys, really, do people actually do that? Must be children, though, surely. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just asking enjoyment. Trolls, like, do people troll, like, here and do things? Yeah, people do that shit all the time. People flag the videos and do all sorts of things. Yeah, I mean, people do. They just do, man. I don't know why. I personally like messing with people, but I do it subtly. I put subtle hints out in videos, and I take jabs here and there, but I never go over and just start harassing people. I don't just blow up people's comment section and just go crazy. I never do that, but I do mess with people in a joking way. I never really go out and tell. I mean, there's a couple people in our community that I mess with, but nothing crazy. I'm not, a psychopath, but mainly just to drop some hints that I don't like you. That's about it. But I mean, who has time for that now? It's been a while. I gotta get back into it. Once I get some free time, I'll start messing with people again. But other than that, yeah, I mean, people are always trolling. It happens. I think it's funny at this point. As long as you don't say anything personally about me or about my kids, I don't really care what you say. It doesn't matter. But yeah, there are people within the community who've made entire videos about how much they don't like me and making things up and saying things. I have all that stuff saved. You'd be surprised how many ears and eyes I have without in the community. So I have all that stuff saved, screen snipped, and put away for a rainy day. Don't worry about that. But yeah, you'll be surprised what people say. It's fun. It's mostly out of jealousy. But I mean, not everybody can be as bald and good looking as me. You know, shit. Sometimes I'm surprised by my, you know, just sheerly. But when I go to the bathroom and I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn. No wonder. I'm done. Let's just keep going. Thanks for we got another super chat. Appreciate it. You guys are great. I love that picture there, man. Hopefully you don't look like that in real life, but I mean, shit, I'm just fucking with you. No, it's cool. Appreciate the support though. Let's go ahead. I'm bouncing around tonight. Forgive me for not being organized, but I didn't even know you could put those stickers there. But yeah, so I'm scrolling back up to where I was, hopefully. So there's Glenn asking the same question every week. Let's move down. Dick joke. Did that. Trolls did that. Here we go. All right. How many AI primes would you recommend on a 40-gallon breeder for a grow-out tank? I would do 2. 40-gallon breeder? Yeah, I mean, I got 1 over. Yeah, 2 should be fine. Put them a little bit lower. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're trying to grow. You just said grow-out tank. But yeah, 2 should be good. And of course, test your power to make sure you're in a good range. So yeah, it should be fine. If you got money and you just want to spend money, I'd put 3. 3 would be fine. What do I got? What do I got over that 4-foot tank? I have 4 over the shallow reef, and that's fine. Yeah, you should be good with 2, man. Oh, so, yeah, you should be good with 2. And if you're growing soft corals, 1 would be fine. But if you want SPS, do 2. It said if man, I can't read shit. It's said that if you leave your tank alone, it's for the better. What do you think of this? I don't think so. I mean, if there was a turd floating around in there and you just left it alone, it's probably not good. It's not going to be for the better, right? So, yeah, if there's problems and you leave it alone, it's just going to continually get worse. Saltwater doesn't just magically get better. Now, if you're going down the right direction, yeah, you can leave it alone, let it go on autopilot. But of course, you got to check in every once in a while to make sure the nutrients and the water parameters are in a good range. But saltwater tanks aren't like freshwater. Like I have that freshwater right here next to the new printer, and that thing, I haven't touched it. I don't know how many months now. I haven't done a water change. I haven't done nothing. But it's a planted tank. It takes care of itself. It's got some shrimp in there and some weird ass looking fish. It's fine. It's not saltwater, but when it comes to saltwater and acropora and SPS, you can leave it alone for a certain extent, but you gotta get in there and you gotta check your water parameters. But yeah, I mean, if you got bad things going on in there, leaving it alone is just gonna make it worse. Let me get down here. Oh, here he comes. Oh, so Jeffrey comes back, right? He comes back with all this information, but then he puts liters. Like, we're in the United States here. Now I gotta fucking Google it. I should know liters to gallons, but I don't. But oh, speaking of something cool, you guys will see this when I install the new UV sterilizer. I'm gonna show you guys flow rates and how to do that and all that crap. Basic information. So let me go ahead and Google this because I'm not fucking Europe here. 200 liters to gallons. It's probably like what, 40? It's close. All right, so 52 gallons. So you gotta basically have a low boy. Kind of. So 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. All right. That's 50 gallons. Seems kind of small. I mean, kind of big for 50 gallons, but whatever. So wave maker. So yeah, you can do Nero 5s on that, Jeffrey. You'll be fine. If you want Nero 5s, you can do the Jabo SL20s. They seem to be okay from what I've heard. I've never used one. If you got money and you feel like spending it, get some MP40s. You'll be good. Yeah, you don't need to get anything too crazy for that. It's 52 gallons. Oh, okay. So, Zach, you did mean increase in elk. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, I saw the increase in usage of elk. That's what I mean. I don't mean an increase in the overall number of alkalinity. I mean the alkalinity number goes down because I'm increasing the use of elk. Hopefully we're on the same page with that. Okay. What size wave makers and size should I use for a 220 gallon system volume? I guess it comes down to price too. The Jabos, have been pretty good for me, wave maker wise. I'd say if you're on a budget and wave makers, you know, you're at 220 gallon, you can get the 4,500 or their 5,000 gallons per hour Jabo pumps. I don't remember these series in general. Just get the newer one because, you know, it's got a better magnet, propeller, all that good stuff. Yeah, so just go ahead and, you know, you can get the Jabos. And again, if you have money and you want to spend it, the MP40s would be fine. A couple of them for the 220. Yeah, Jabos are fine. They're good. We got another super chat. I say don't do it, and you guys do it anyways. But I mean, I'm not mad. All right, so here we go. Ricardo, hey Travis, how much time would you give a bare bottom tank before adding testing frags? Well, the tank has to be completely cycled. So I don't know what you've done up to this point, but make sure that you're reading zero ammonia, you have 0 nitrites, and you only have nitrates and phosphates on your test kit. Once you have just nitrates and phosphates showing up in your test kit, nothing else, then go ahead and you can test frags. I'm guessing you're going to do soft corals. You know, you can throw soft corals in as soon as it's cycled. SPS, I'd give it a month or 2 months, depending on your personal experience. For the 300, you guys know that I cycled a rock for 3 months in a bin, brew trash cans. You guys saw those videos if you've been here in the 300 gallon playlist. And what I did is once it was cycled, tank was pretty much ready to go, but I went ahead and filled it up with tap water, let it run for, I think, a month. I think it was a month, if not 2 months, before I added my first SPS. And we've, you know, it's all downhill from there. So depending on your coral, if you're just doing soft or LPS, yeah, you can, as soon as it's cycled, you're good to go to give that a shot. But be careful. If you start adding more fish, they come out of quarantine and you're ready to add more fish, make sure you add them slowly after your cycling process, because you gotta build up this beneficial bacteria. So just be careful on all that good stuff. All right, best way to move stock coral from tank 1 to tank 2 when getting a new one. Don't want any acro deaths. Thanks, great stream per usual. I'll appreciate that. Now, the best thing you can do is match the water parameters perfectly. Now, if this was me and the tanks were relatively, I don't know, close to the same size or whatever, I would prep this out at least a couple months in advance. So that means when I do a water change on my main display, I will take that water that I'm using. Say you're doing a 20 gallon water change every week or every 2 weeks. I would take that 20 gallons and I would add it to the new tank. Now, of course, you're going to have regular water in there. So you're going to remove 20 gallons from the new tank, take the 20 gallons from the old one and put it in there. And this just kind of helps bring over all the benefits from one tank to another. And I'd slowly do that just for the sake of curing and making the systems the same and the water parameters match up. If you don't have to do that, if you just want to match up temperature, salinity, and all that good stuff, alkalinity exactly the same, then you don't need to be transferring water over. But the most important part when transferring SPS from one tank to another is going to be temperature fluctuations and alkalinity. So if your old tank is rocking 9.5 DKH and your new tank only has 8, yeah, you're going to have a problem going from 9.5 to 8. There's a good chance that shock alone will cause an issue. But if you're at 9.5 and say you're at 9 at the other one and your temperature is pretty much close within a half a degree or even a degree, you should be okay. Then that transfer process won't be as big of a deal. I would still take I guess you're doing colonies, right? So if you want, you can always drip acclimate from one tank to another, or you can just transfer directly over. The point is twice. I said it 4 more times, is to make sure that the water parameters match as closely as possible between the two tanks. That's going to eliminate, the major factors that cause STN. Get some water here. Some water. Hopefully that answers your question, buddy. Good luck. Oh man, I just clicked off of that. Now I got to figure out where the heck I was. I don't know if this was it. How many Kessel A360Xs do you recommend for a 72 by 25 by 24? So what's that? That's a 6 foot tank. A360Xs on a 72 by 25 wide by 24 tall. I wouldn't. I would use Radions, man. I don't think the A360s have the par, or I never used them on a tank that deep, and I wouldn't personally. That's not, if I'm growing SPS, I'm not putting A360Xs on a 2 foot deep tank. I'm just not doing it. I mean, some people can. For me, that's not going to work out. I would just go through Radions for that. I mean, maybe their new version of the AP700. I think they got a new version of that one coming out, made for bigger tanks. You could try that. For me personally, I know that Kessel doesn't go based on they don't rate their stuff based on par, but for me personally, because I'm running low boys here. I got what, 3 Radions, A360Xs over 2 of each over 2 of my grow out tanks, and then I have 3 A360Xs over one of those tanks. So they're at the same height roughly. Yeah, maybe the the AP700s are probably up, or not AP700s, the XR15, sorry, are up. I don't know, maybe they're like 3 inches higher than the A360Xs, and I see a noticeable difference in coloration between the two. And definitely, you can't really test par. I mean, you can test par for A360Xs, but they say that they don't really function that way, the number wise. But I just find that on a tank that tall, 2 foot, 3 foot tall, you're going to want to go Radions or something that has that power to penetrate. That's what she said, deep into the tank. So that's personal preference. I'm sure people have many successful tanks that are 2 foot tall, 3 foot tall with A360Xs. I've never used them. I have no experience on a tank that big or that deep. And from what I have used, the Radions, I've had no problem. So that's my 2 cents on that. Probably pissed off somebody during that process, but Acrofrag's encrusting heavy since I bought. No upwards growth. Will it eventually grow upwards? Hate just growing on a rock. Yeah, they will. They will. Once they have their foundation. I don't really know the reason behind scientifically why they encrust for a while. I mean, you got to think. The only thing I can imagine is if you're building a house, you kind of want a solid foundation before you start, or say you're building the Empire State Building, you kind of want to have a solid foundation before you start growing up into the middle of the sky, right? So you start going up really high. So I think maybe it's the same thing for coral. Maybe they need to feel like they have an encrusting, a solid base before they can branch out and grow tall. That's the only thing I can think of. Now, I do have some acros that I just put into a hole, as she said too, and they just started growing up. They did a slight encrust around, maybe a quarter of an inch, and then they just went through the roof. But I will admit, over time, that base did cover out pretty far. So the bigger the colony they got, the bigger the base, and hence the reason why I'm missing a lot of colonies in my tank right now. So yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, buddy. Hopefully, I mean, it's not a scientific answer, but hopefully it answered it for you. If I'm talking too fast, you guys can let me know. I'm just trying to burn through these pretty quickly for you guys because we only got like 20 minutes left. Hello from the UK. G'day, mate. Oh, that's not the UK. That's Australia. What's up, dude? Oh, shit. I'm so bad at this. Chad, what's up? Chad, hey, Travis, can you purchase a 50-gallon lowboy online? I cannot find them. Not that I know of. I've never been able to buy one online, and I would never get one shipped. They're such a fragile tank that I'd be terrified to put it in the hands of a UPS or FedEx worker. No offense to if you work there, by the way. Actually, yeah, offense. How many times you guys going to kick my coral boxes around, huh? Yeah, costing me money. Anyway, yeah, I buy them locally. That fish place in Lancaster, PA is where I've gotten them. And then also my buddy Brian, who passed away, he ordered them online, but I don't know where. That one all the way down. What's up, man? The only 7-7. I don't know what that means, but what's up? Appreciate you being here, buddy. Yeah, I like when you guys call me by my first name and not Fish of Hex. That just seems weird. But hey, Travis sounds good. It's all right. All right. My tank is fully cycled, just showing nitrates and phosphates, and now working on lowering them since it's going to be an SPS dominant bare bottom tank. Currently, it's been 2 months. Okay, so your tank is 2 months old, man. I wouldn't go crazy about trying to lower them right now. Now, if they're at like, if you're at like 30 parts per million of, nitrates and, phosphates are through the roof and you're starting to see things, yeah, then you might want to start bringing them down. But you're going to get spikes and fluctuations as the beneficial bacteria is starting off. And again, it's been 2 months, so you're just a bitty right now. So what I would do is, try to stay, if you can, without going crazy, try to stay between that, that 3 to 5 ppm or of nitrates. You can probably even get away with even up a little bit higher, up to 10. You should be okay with that. And then 0.07 to 0.15 phosphates up to 2. You should be fine, man. Don't worry about it. As long as you don't see algae growing or any issues, you should be good. But again, you don't want to have your nutrients sitting really high for a long period of time, because that's when the rock starts absorbing it, and then you end up leaching it. When you're lowering your nutrients later on, you end up leaching it back into the tank. It's a huge mess. So rocks are sponges. They suck up everything. Oh, I had to filter myself. I was gonna do an inappropriate joke there, but I'm trying to be good. We're good. If you guys have been here a while, you probably guessed. Anyways, what's a good height for a frag tank? 10 inches and up? Question mark. As she said, fuck. And what are your thoughts on the Trident? Sorry if you've already answered the question. Okay, so the second part of the Trident is pretty good. I've never calibrated it, and it still seems to be pretty accurate, and I do double check it with my Hannah checker, which could be wrong too. I mean, who knows? But either way, my numbers are consistent. So if they're wrong, but at least they're consistently wrong, and that's what I'm looking for. Now for the first part, what's a good height for a frag tank? Well, for me personally, I run 10-inch frag tanks right now for the low boys, and they're too damn shallow. I think 12 inches and up is good. That's what she said. But yeah, a 12 inches is fine. All right, moving on. I'm just not going to get off that, so I'm just going to keep going. When will your phytoplankton restock? Let me look. Sometime next week. Just sign up for the email notification. But understand, I'm just going to warn you now, when the email notification comes out, you got to order as soon as you get it, because it goes by pretty quick. I will be expanding my phytoplankton stuff, guys, after we relocate. We're going to be doing a different method, and we're going to be growing a lot more of it, because, well, it's just one of those things I can never keep in stock. I do appreciate the support, but I just don't like you guys waiting around a lot for everything. I'm adding another prime to my 40 breeder. I'll have 3. Any tips or just the tip? Just the tip, man. That's all they ever need. Is anybody keeping track of the inappropriate jokes so far this stream? Someone's got to be keeping track by now. It's a lot for 42 minutes. But that's the 6th big joke. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate you keeping up with that. But yeah, you're fine. Just put them at the same intensity. And what you could do is you can always bring the lights up or just lower the intensity for a little bit so your corals adjust to the extra light if you want. I've got 4 A360Xs on an 84-inch tank. 2 have the reflectors for SPS. So 84 inches long. I doubt it's 84 inches tall. But yeah, so I mean, what's the depth of the tank? Are you 30 inches, 24 inches, 12 inches, 36, 42, 36, 42? Yeah, let me know. Why is this jumping around? It always does this. Now I gotta go down. Yo, who's this fucktard leaving? What is this crap? Who? Hey, I got moderators here. Who's this jerk off? What is this? What is this? Why is this shit in my stream? Fucking shit out of here, man. Let me delete it. Block user. Block user. Oh, block. Delete. Who's this? Hey, if your letters of your name are squiggly lines, don't come here talking shit. You're just gonna get blocked, okay? Stupid. Anyway, moving on. Okay, now I lost where I was at because I was starting to be mean. All right. Doing a seahorse tank with softies, peaceful LPS, and hoping to try SPS. Was considering getting a Jabo PP8. Thoughts on the pump being able to cover coral flow needs of a 30-gallon. Should I get 1 or 2? Okay, so the PP8s I've had no good luck with those. I've killed more PP8s than deer over the last 3 years, and that says a lot. I kill a lot of deer. So I'm telling you right now, don't get the PP8s. If you're gonna just get a Nero 5. for that. Just get a Nero 5 and dial it down. Yeah, PP8s, man, those I could probably talk for an hour how much I hate PP8s and how much the hundreds and hundreds of dollars I've wasted on PP8s. Okay, yeah. Don't get PP8s. Just get a Nero 5 and just the flow that way. That will be fine. Nero 5 will be fine for a 30 gallon. You just dial it down, and you can also go in there and program it so it's not blasting your seahorses too much, or it can calm down during the nighttime. Put a schedule on it, you'd be good to go. All right. So just stay the hell away from PP8s. I don't know if I made that clear. Just no, don't get them. All right. What are your thoughts on the Red Sea Colors program, ABCD? And you need to have another guest live stream, and the guest should be me. Maybe. See, if I bring people on, so Glenn, this is how it's going to work. If I bring you on and we talk back and forth, no matter how long we talk, that entire time, I have to sit here and pretend that I care what you're saying. And if it goes on for an hour, I don't think I'm going to make it, Glenn. I'm not going to make it. So, I mean, maybe if you give me like 2 or 3 minutes, I'll probably be able to hold out. But if you make me go a whole hour of pretending that I care, then we're going to have some serious problems. But anyway, moving on, the ABCD program. Yeah, I used it in the on the 125. It was fine. I had it on the auto dosers when they were good, the Jabo DP4s. It was fine. Yeah, it works. That's about it. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys want to hit the thumbs up, you can. If you just want to watch my content and not support me and use me for meaningless entertainment while you do other shit in the background, that's fine. But you should hit the thumbs up. Anyway. Hey, Travis, can I get a shout out? What's up? How you doing? You're on the screen now. Here's your shout out. Hopefully that is what you were looking for. All right, I just went all the way back down. This screen is not working for me now. It keeps going all the way down. There we go. Do you think that a 6-bulb T5 fixture could bang? Oh, here we go. Bang out enough part for acro SPS like Tidal Gardens use for a 28-inch deep tank. A 6-bulb T5, depending on if it's high output, you should be fine. I had a buddy who had a tank roughly around like 24, 25 inches, and he had a 6-bulb T5, and that sucker grew a ton of acros. So he banged them out pretty good. Yeah, you should be fine with that. I still like LED T5 combo. It's just my personal preference. Let's see if that's the shout out she was looking for. Want me to actually say her name? No, I didn't see it yet. Didn't come up yet. Scott with the moderator. It's okay, cool. Alrighty. Can the Apex run the G5 Radiance, or do I have to run G4s? I have no idea. I haven't even looked at the G5s. I probably will look at them at some point when I'm setting up the tank, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it does. If they run off the WXM, the same frequency, then yeah, you'd be fine. Okay. We got David here. Let me click down here and say shout out to you. Super sticker, thanks for being you. Hey, man, I appreciate the sticker, and I appreciate the super chat as well, David. I don't know how you guys are doing these stickers. I guess I don't know how you're doing it, but they look cool. Okay, so we're back to where I was. You guys, I am reading most of your guys' stuff, but you guys talk a lot of nonsense to each other, and I'm trying to find where I was. So give me a second. So that's where I blocked that guy. Let me go and get down here. Thumbs up. Apex 6 thick joke. Got that. All right. You already started the that's what she said stuff, and now you're trying to be good. What about the 12 inches? You almost said something pretty sure. Yeah. I'm like Michael in The Office, where he's at that scene where he's getting reprimanded from what's her face, his lover boss, and then Mike or Jim and the ball guy are like instigating him, and he's like, that's what she said. It's great. I can't help it. I love that show, by the way. We're 3 dick jokes and 3 what that's what she says. Yeah, you'll have that. All right. Hey, Travis, what would be the optimal food supplement for a Blenny if my tank should ever run out of algae? Greetings from Germany. Almost said gettings. Greetings from Germany. Hey, what's up, man? I did have a Blenny back in the day who liked the nori. I don't know. Not all Blennies might feel the same, but if you put it on a clip and put it relatively low in the tank, the fish should be able to munch on it. But nori's been pretty good for me. I can't think of it. I mean, right now the one I have eats the regular food that I make here in the fishery, but I never really had a ton of algae. I mean, sometimes in the frag tanks I get a breakout because I'm honestly not paying attention the way I should be, and I'm guilty of that as everybody else. But in the main display, I never had any really algae in there, so I guess he just never ate it. So I mean, yeah, I mean he eats his regular food. Hopefully yours will too. I mean, what I would do now is start trying to feed the fish the Blenny food now, and hopefully he goes for it. And that way, when you do fix your algae issue, you won't have to worry about him starving. But I highly doubt. I mean, I've never had a fish starve to death in a tank that was being fed or had algae. I mean, it just never happened unless there was an internal parasite or something that I didn't catch early on. I mean, other than that, fish usually don't starve to death, or unless they're getting beat up by other fish to the point they can't eat. All this inches talk. Yeah, I had no talk like that last week. I guess it's just because I'm hungry. Not for inches, but for food. So I'm all hyped up thinking about food. All right. My reef is 14 months old and my acros are doing well. I regret setting the reef up with a sand bed. Do you think it would be risky to remove? How would you recommend this? I answered this earlier on the stream. Mine just came in late. So sum it up. If you do a water change of 20% every other week or something like that, go ahead and remove a little bit of sand every time. Spread out the entire, since it's been up for 14 months, spread out the entire process of removing the sand at least 3 months. Take the time, 3 months to remove the sand. If you can go longer and you don't mind, do that. I know it's going to look weird having some sand here, some sand not there. The best thing you can do is just take a layer off and keep it even. That way you still have sand covered and not just bare spots everywhere. That looks better for people who are trying to remove it. But yeah, don't remove it all at one time and just take, just spread it out. Spread it out so you don't cause issues. You should be good then. Oh, you guys are still talking shit. Okay. Rick, do you have any experience or thoughts on the Red Sea Reef Wave 45 Gyre pumps? I'm thinking of using 2 of them, 200 gallon. I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. I'll give you a quick opinion on it. I've never used it, but I will look at it and look at the specs real quick. And I would put this on my other screen, but my luck, I'll put in, 45 Gyre and fucking Pornhub will come up again. And I don't need that. Like I said, man, I'm trying to keep my sponsors here as long as I can. Okay, Live Query has it here, $309. Does it make you a fucking sandwich too? Jesus. All right, $309 for the Red Sea Wave 45 Gyre pump. Okay, what's the gallons per hour on this thing? 3,960 gallons per hour. That's it for $300. That's it. Damn, son. You could buy, what, 2 or 3 Jables that are 5,000 gallons per hour for that freaking price. Yikes. 2 foot to a 6 foot tank, glass thickness, cables 10 foot long. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So my experience of gyres is when they first started coming out and they sucked. Has that changed? I don't know. I never used one again. My buddy had issues with them as well. So for $309, and for a 71 inch tank, I wouldn't do it. I'd buy some 5,000 gallon per hour J-Bows, bro, and then use that. But if you want that low profile look and you like the thought of the gyre, it gyres with you, then just you can get it. But it seems a little pricey for only 4,000 gallons per hour. It seems, I don't know. If it offers other services, maybe, but not for that, man. I am cheap too, so probably not the best person to ask. All right, should I use additional pumps further down the road? Yeah, down the tank. Yeah, if you're going to do that, I would put one of them on each side of the tank. You're going to go with 2 of them. So you're looking at 600 bones right there on each side of the tank so they come together. That's what I would do if I had if I was going to use 2 gyres, and then that should be good unless you want to put some pumps on the back wall. It's up to you, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might reconsider that given the price. Can I ask, when is a good time to know to rehome a fish, such as when a fish is too big for your system after buying as a juvenile? Well, this is the thing, and I'm guilty of making this mistake. Kinda. I did have plans of upgrading to the 1000 when I bought the Flamingi Tang, and I knew that she would go in there. But now that she's so big and she's destroying all my SPS or my Acropora colonies, she's probably not going to the new tank. Now, the best thing you can do is plan ahead. So before you buy a fish, you look it up at the facts, Google it from multiple sources, and get an idea of how big that fish is going to get. That's the main factor. Is a fish going to get 2 feet long? Then yeah, you probably don't want that in your tank for longevity purposes, because it's probably not going to work out well. So now that if you don't do that and you have a fish in your tank and you got to figure out when you should rehome it, I guess when it starts hurting itself on your rock structures, hurting other fish because it's too big or too aggressive, starts destroying corals, or just looks uncomfortable. If it's trying to turn around in the tank or swim around in the tank and it's bumping off rocks, or it just seems like it's too big, then yeah, you might want to take care of that. But ideally, you don't want to ever get to that situation because it's stressful as hell on you and all the work you're going to have to do and the potential damage to your tank, but also on the fish, it's not good. And a lot of people, there's a lot of big tanks out there, but there's not a ton, and not a lot of people are trying to there's not enough big tanks out there available to rehome all these fish that shouldn't have, gotten that big. They shouldn't have just be in a tank like that anyways. I don't know how to phrase that without sounding weird. But yeah, I hope I answered your question. Kind of went off on that. Moving on. Travis, what are your thoughts on the Easy Reef Booster Phyto Easy SPS Evos? I've never used it. I have no thoughts on it, David. Sorry, buddy. I don't like giving my opinion on products that I don't use or haven't used, because then I feel that I'm not giving a good enough answer. And I usually just say I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it because I just don't want to be that guy. I could sit here and be like, yeah, man, that's the worst shit in the world. You should never buy it. Buy mine instead. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not appropriate for me to give an opinion on something I didn't use. Oh, hey, Travis, have you looked into the Reef Bright XHO lights that BRS is testing? I didn't know they were testing. To be honest, I don't really watch too many reefing channels. I watch a lot of other stuff, though. But no, I haven't looked into them. Maybe someday. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Do you know anything about the exact IDIP testing system? I'm trying to decide between that and the HANA checkers. I do not know anything about that. Again, this goes back to I can't give an opinion on it because I don't know anything about it. First time hearing it. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I am not up to date on the latest, greatest reefing stuff. I just use what works on my own system and what I've used in the past. I don't know any of this stuff. And I haven't looked into it, so I do apologize. I do not have any opinion on that. HANA checkers have been working fine for me, and I'm probably going to stick with them. All right, so we got a few minutes left. We're at 58, but yeah, so we're going to do a few more and head out. I have a freshly cycled tank, and I just got over a diatom bloom, and now I have green hair algae. I've started doing 10% water changes twice a week. Is there anything else I could do to add to my routine? Yeah, manually remove the hair algae and do more than a 10% weekly change. Bump it up to 20%, get the nutrients down as quickly as possible. Did you miss a step in your cycling process, Paul? Did you not let your rock cycle long enough before adding fish or food or something like that? Because is it dirty rock from another system? Green hair algae is not supposed to happen when cycling a tank unless you skip a step during that process. I have a whole video on that people got really butthurt over, but I felt it extremely entertaining in the comment section. So check that out and see maybe if you missed a step during your cycling process, because you do not have to have an ugly phase. I'm going to go off on this in a second. Guys, when you start a reef tank, the ugly phase, diatom, bloom here and there, that's fine. That's normal. But to have full-blown green hair algae or to have issues like that, cyano and just nutrient problems is not normal for starting a reef tank. If anybody tells you it's normal, they're fucking retarded. period. Demonetized. You don't need to have an ugly face. This reef tank never had an ugly face. The one before this one never had an ugly face. All of my clients that did what they were supposed to do never had an ugly face. So you don't need to have one. Cycle your biological media, your rock, ahead of time. Or if you're not going to do it ahead of time, do it in the tank, but take the time to do it correctly. Make sure you have enough rock. Make sure you're not overfeeding. Make sure you don't have too many fish. Follow the steps, and you'll be fine. You won't have an ugly face. But I love how pissed off people get when they say you have to have one. I look forward to it. I really do, because I just laugh at you. Anyway, we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done. I'm gonna see what else we get. Glenn won $1,000 or $10,000. That's cool. I'm gonna do one more question. I'm out. Hey Travis, I have a 60-gallon lit by 2 Hydro 26s. I have SPS. My parameters are pretty good. Nothing dying. Corals are good, but no growth. Any tips to improving growth aside from stability? Thanks. Make sure you have enough par. I don't know what your par is in that tank. Make sure you're between 250, 350, 450 if you're growing SPS. If you're sub 250 or sub 200, your growth is going to be very slow. It's just going to be. I find that I get the best around, I'd say 350, 400 is like perfect for me. I have the best growth around that. So just make sure you're around the right the par range. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm done talking shit. I know there's more questions. You guys have to come back next week. I'm gonna go eat dinner, play some video games, and take a dump. So I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoy the live stream. Hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to head over to the website. The live 26 at checkout for 15% off your order. It ends at midnight. So use it or don't. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace.